Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Mr. Rand Comics and thank you for joining me in yet another video. Today I wanted to talk to you about how I sell my comic collection, which isn't necessarily the way everyone else sells theirs and is probably a way which is considered maybe controversial by most people and is generally frowned upon by a lot of people, including myself actually, which is interesting. Now, a lot of people go and sell their comics in bulk, which I completely understand. You sell that to an online comic shop or even a local comic store, and you usually get a fair price from both the dealer's perspective and your perspective. Obviously, it will be a lot lower than if you were to sell them all individually, but it's a hell of a lot easier than selling them individually as well. Now, there is the middle ground, which is selling them in bundles, and I know a lot of people do this and a lot of people are infuriated by this as well. So I wanted to talk today about how I sell my comic book grab bags. My comics come from both my personal collection and my dad's collection from when he was a child, so I have comics ranging up from the 70s all the way to just a year or two ago, and I don't really want to get rid of them all at once. I still absolutely love comics. I've still got my big collectibles and I still collect and read them, but I have this huge backlog that I do not have space for. Now, there are a lot of grab bags that you will see around, and these are probably the grab bags that you are most familiar with. I did a video on them a while ago, and these are grab bags that advertise a fairly high price, for example £15 or something for 3 comic books, but the big catch is that they give you the chance of getting something fantastic like a Hulk 181 or a Hulk issue 1 or a Hulk issue 1. I'm just thinking Hulk comics today. But the fact is that you very rarely ever get them. For example, I did a $90 grab bag as shown here, and the value added up. Now, the way that I do grab bags is by not conning people, and I'm not saying those people are, but a lot of the time it can feel like you're conned. I think one of the really important things when you're doing a grab bag is so that people get a fair amount of value. So the way that I do grab bags is I do 3 comic books. I specify Marvel comic books so people know what they're getting, because my collection is almost entirely Marvel. I say the range that it's going to be, so mine is 1970s to 2018, and I tell them, look, I am not promising keys. I am not selling my keys. I just say you will get random comic books. What you get will be worth what you paid. That is the promise that I make, and that is the promise that I will always try and deliver, and the promise that more people should really make when they do their grab bags as well. I thought I'd just give an example of the type of grab bag that I like to try and do, so that if you had a comic collection that you also wanted to do the same to, then you could go ahead and do that. I'm expecting a lot of comments that sort of say, you're ripping people off, or this isn't a good thing, you're just going to get people disappointed. I really don't think I am, because I make it so explicitly clear, and please, if you do this, make it explicitly clear that you are not giving them any more than you promise, okay? It is, do not advertise with big flashy X-Men issue 1s or Stan Lee signed comic books. Just tell them, look, you're going to get 3 random comic books, they're from my collection, they won't be worth a lot. So, as an example, I've got a grab bag which I'm going to package here in front of you. For this grab bag, I have taken books from my collection. Now, I will always do a mix of old and new comic books, because those are the categories that my collection falls into. I consider anything old to be the mid-90s and below, and I consider anything new to be the other side of that. So, if I'm doing old books, most of them fall into single issue stories, so I don't worry too much about where it's going to be. For example, I've got Champions issue... Oh, Jesus. For example, I've got Champions issue 7 as one of the examples here. This is the first book in the grab bag. I've got Daredevil issue 190 as the second book here. I think this is actually part of a story arc, but it's also a Frank Miller story, so people aren't going to be disappointed with it. And for new comic books, I try not to give them one halfway through a story. I will try and put it at the beginning of a story arc, so readers aren't too confused. So this one here is Nighthawk issue 1. Like I say, it's not really worth too much. Not many people would go out and buy it intentionally, but I don't think anyone would be disappointed to get an issue 1 in a grab bag, even if it's not worth much, because at least they can start reading it from here. So these are the 3 comic books that I put in the grab bag, or this one specifically. As I say, they will always change throughout the different grab bags. This isn't an advert, by the way, for my grab bags. I'm not even going to link where you can buy them. I just wanted to sort of show what I do so that other people can do it as well if they wanted. One thing that will probably be asked about is bags and boards. I do not bag and board each of these comics individually. The main reason is because it's expensive to keep going out and buying bags and boards. I have bags and boards for the collection that I keep, and that is it. All of the books that I have that aren't bagged and boarded are stored properly. They are not spine to spine. They are stored away in long boxes in plastic. They're just not properly bagged and boarded. So instead of using bags and boards, I will just put all three in a single bag, but I will of course put them in more protection when they actually go and get sent. When putting them in the bag, I do not put them all spine to spine to spine. I will make sure to do cover to cover so that the spines are not aligned completely, so that you don't get that sort of spine curve thing. I don't know, I forget all of the terminology, so I'm just rambling and using words at this point. With the books cover to cover, I put them in the plastic slip. I sellotape this up at the top so that the books don't rattle around when they're in the package, and they are nice and secure. They will go in cardboard later. Yes, don't worry. Now, when sending the comics, I also usually put a nice little message in the bag, which I like to do if a reader is new, because a lot of the people buying these are either people who want to start new collections and don't know where to start, or people who are readers. And for both of those people, it's nice to give a little bit of information on each of the comics. So for example, Nighthawk issue 1, I'll just sort of say what year it was released, what it is. For the Daredevil one, I'll explain what the story going on at the time is. For the Champions one, I'll just give a brief overview of who the champions are, because that is not obvious. It's also nice to just give a little thank you message. Obviously this isn't necessary, I just think it's a nice touch and it encourages people to buy it again. When we actually post them, we put them in one of these. Dun 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 dun. God forbid, I hear people screaming as I do that. Yes. This is a card-backed envelope. It says please do not bend on it. Now, people are already complaining that postmen don't read that. Don't worry, more cardboard is going in. 2 bits of cardboard, okay? That's what I use. You can use 1 bit of cardboard, but seriously, just cardboard boxes. Just break them down and it's fine. I use 2 bits so that people don't complain. 1 bit will probably be enough. Just put it on the other side of the card-backed envelope. You want a piece of cardboard on either side, at least, just to protect it. Whether that be the card from the card-backed envelope or 2 extra pieces like I like to do. Just cut these up, slip them in the card-backed envelope with the comics, and the comics will get there safely. If it was any comic that someone had deliberately purchased individually, I would put it in a bag and board, I'd put it in a card-backed envelope, and I'd put the 2 extra pieces of cardboard in every single time. For these grab bags, just all 3 in a nice plastic slip. Comic case, I don't know. Between 2 bits of cardboard, also sellotape the bag to the cardboard, okay? It stops it from rattling around, stops the corners from getting too damaged. Obviously these aren't high value books anyway, so it doesn't matter too much, but it's just nice. It doesn't cost too much, okay? Put all that in the card-backed envelope, make sure it's sealed nicely. I put a little bit of sellotape around the edges because it just secures it more nicely, and then do it first class postage. Try and send it within 2 to 3 working days. It's nicer. People like it if they get it quickly. I usually try and do it next day. And yeah, just first class, it doesn't cost much extra and it gets there so much quicker. And that's basically how I sell a lot of my comics. For people wondering how many I sell, I usually sell about 3 a week. So that's 9 comics per week. Obviously I don't sell loads, but it's slowly whittling down my collection. That's the main of it. Obviously, selling in bulk, hell of a lot easier. Selling big ticket items individually, hell of a lot. Look, what's this one here? If you got things like this, sell them individually. Don't put these in grab bags, okay? This isn't good for anyone. Like I say, if you wanted to see those videos, I think one of them was a 100 mystery comics. That was actually a really, really good deal. I think it was from a comic shop that was going into administration. There's also one where I opened a $90 grab bag. Spoilers, it's not that good. This is one of those ones which promised a Hulk 181. That's the gist of it. I'm going to be giving away a couple of these grab bags. Like I say, I need to shift these comics, and thank you for watching. So I'll give away this one in particular as well. So there you go, this one's not even a random grab bag. This is one of the ones that I'll be giving away. I'll probably give away 2 or 3 of these things. To enter the giveaway, just be a subscriber, leave a comment down below, and if you want to be really nice to me, then leave a review on my podcast. My podcast is the ranked list of everything. That's right, we're into plugging territory here. The video is over, you can leave if you want. It's a fun little podcast, it's something I've been doing and I've been really passionate about. It's the reason I haven't really been active on Mr. Rand Comics as well. It's where we rank everything, and we take listener suggestions a lot. So if you wanted something ranked, or you've listened to the ranked list of everything before, thank you so much. Leave a comment below about what you'd want to see in the ranked list of everything. Some examples include Michael Jackson songs, homemade tomato soup, Space Jam, dogs, ice cream, pineapple on pizza, that sort of stuff. We rank them all against each other. It's like the top 10 list, but it's everything. It's everything. So yeah, leave a comment down below what you want that to be. Like I say, if you want to be part of the giveaway, then leave a comment down below, be a subscriber, leave a rating and review on iTunes for the rank list of everything, and I'll be extra happy. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I say, I haven't really been active on Mr. Rand Comics, and I'm not going to promise to be. I'm going to do one of these videos every however so often this is. But hey, look at this. I'm doing an actual in front of the camera video. How amazing is that? I've got a couple of videos planned, which include why do artists and writers charge for their signatures and sketches at cons, which I think is a really interesting one, which I want to get into. And I might be doing another $90 grab bag one at some point, because people just complain about how I open books, so I thought I'd do that some more. That's fun. If you guys wanted to see any of those videos, again, let me know, because I'm here. And shout out to you, Andrew Kai. This guy, what a guy. Alright, boys and girls, that's it from me. Yeah, the rank list for everything is going to come up on this YouTube channel as well, so enjoy that. Peace.